Today, we will be discussing food sales on campus. Food-based fundraisers have long been a common way to raise money for school activities and student organizations. However, school districts are emphasizing the importance of student wellness, which includes physical, mental, social, and emotional health. Schools are no longer just seen as a place to learn, but as an environment that fosters healthy habits where safety and wellness are a top priority. We will cover some of the rules and regulations that impact what food and beverages can be sold to students here at Murrieta Valley. In 2010, the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act was signed into law to make improvements in child nutrition programs. Starting in the school year 2014 to 2015, all foods sold at school during the school day are required to meet specific nutrition standards. The Smart Snacks in School regulation applies to foods sold a la carte, in the school store, vending machines, and any other venues where food is sold to students. As part of the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act, all schools participating in the National School Lunch Program are required to create and follow a local wellness policy. The last thing to consider is our county's local health department regulations to ensure we're serving food in a safe and sanitary manner. With all of these considerations, we can ensure our students are learning in a healthy and safe environment. So if you would like to sell food to students on campus, before school, during school, or up to 30 minutes after, you should ask yourself these three things. Does the food meet nutrition regulations? Does it follow our district's wellness policy? And are you complying with health department guidelines? According to the Center for Disease Control, nearly 1/3 of children in the U.S. are at risk for preventable disease such as diabetes and heart disease. If nothing is done, then this generation may be the first to live shorter lives than their parents. Across the nation and here at Murrieta Valley, students are now receiving healthier meals on campus that meet strict nutrition guidelines. Meals have more whole grains, fresh fruits and vegetables, and have a limit on calories, saturated fat, and sodium. For example, the pizza we sell is made with whole grain crusts and reduced fat cheese. In order to ensure we're sending consistent messaging, any foods including snacks and beverages sold to students on campus starting at midnight up to 30 minutes after school must follow the same nutrition guidelines. This includes student fundraisers, vending machines, and special events. To follow along with these guidelines, visit www.murrietaschoolnutrition.com and click on Wellness. Here you will see a variety of resources to help you navigate the nutrition guidelines. The Guidelines for Foods on Campus brochure and quick reference cards are the best tools to start. You can use the Compliant Food Calculator to determine if a food meets the nutrition guidelines. We've also put together a list of compliant snacks. These requirements can also be found in the California Education Code, California Code of Regulations, and Code of Federal Regulations. For a snack item, the food must be a fruit, vegetable, dairy, protein, or whole grain, or have one of these as the first ingredient. It must also be less than or equal to 200 calories, contain less than 200 milligrams of sodium, less than 10% of calories from saturated fat, and less than 35% sugar by weight. There are also guidelines on beverages and entrees. Nutrition guidelines apply to all foods sold before school and up to 30 minutes after the school day. These calculations can be difficult, so we recommend using the school snack calculator at californiaprojectlean.org, or you can call the Nutrition Services Department at extension 1148. A few examples of foods that cannot be sold are soda, candy, fried potato chips, certain cookies, and ice creams. Some items that you may consider a healthy snack may not meet these strict guidelines, so it's important to run them through the calculator. If an item does not meet the nutrition regulations, you may be able to sell it 30 minutes after the school day or during weekend events. Here are a few compliant foods, some of which you can find in stores. However, since the guidelines are very strict, the variety is limited. We highly recommend working with food vendors such as Gold Star Foods, Kona Ice, Rich's Ice Cream, or choose to hold non-food fundraisers. Next, we will discuss our local school wellness policy. A wellness policy is a requirement under the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act, which guides the school district's effort to create a supportive nutrition environment. The following guidelines in Murrieta Valley's wellness policy are also federal and state mandates that we are required to follow. In addition to the nutrition regulations, there are a few more rules for food sales that are specific to the age group for students. For elementary schools, student organizations may sell one nutritionally compliant food or beverage per sale. The sale must occur after lunch, and sales cannot occur more than 4 times per year. Middle and high school have the following restrictions. Only one student organization can sell per day, So if the Spanish Club wants to sell Jamba Juice smoothies to raise funds for a field trip, then the ASB would be unable to sell. The exception is 4 days out of the year where all organizations can sell compliant foods. No more than 3 categories of food or beverage can be sold each day, and in order to maintain the integrity of the nutrition services program, foods sold by student organizations cannot be the same category of foods sold in the cafeteria. For example, if the cafeteria sells chips, juice, and cookies, then the student organization may sell other categories such as ice cream. The following are board policies that pertain to foods offered and sold. Murrieta Valley Unified encourages school organizations to use healthy food items or non-food items for fundraising purposes. Fundraising with healthy food and non-food items demonstrates the school's commitment to promoting healthy behaviors. It supports the classroom lessons students are learning about health instead of contradicting them. Some districts have had great success raising money by hosting walkathons, singing telegrams, gift wrapping, and talent shows. Mountain View School District in Los Angeles County recently raised $5,000 by setting up an obstacle course fundraiser. Murrieta Valley discourages the use of non-healthy foods used in fundraisers, even if they are not sold on campus. We also want to note that many of the foods that are not allowed to be marketed on campus. Murrieta Valley Unified prohibits marketing and advertising of foods and beverages that do not meet Smart Snack nutrition standards. Since we are making great strides in implementing our current wellness policy and promoting health, it is important that we think about the type of messaging and images that are seen around the school to help support those accomplishments. It is common to see restaurant nights where a portion of proceeds are donated to school organizations, and this is fine since it's held off campus outside of the school day, but we cannot advertise the food or restaurant logos on posters or on banners. This next board policy pertains to foods served in the classroom. School staff shall encourage parents and guardians or other volunteers to support the district's nutrition education program by considering nutrition quality when bringing in food donated for occasional class parties. Class parties or celebrations shall be held after the lunch period when possible. Please check with your individual school on what their policy is for foods brought in for celebrations. Some ideas for non-food celebrations include allowing the birthday student a special privilege, like wearing a sash or crown or providing a show and tell. We can even allow parents to bring in pencils, stickers, or erasers instead of cupcakes. Also, foods that are prepared at home are not allowed to be served to students. All foods must be prepared in a permitted kitchen and include ingredient labels so that potential allergens may be listed. School staff to avoid the use of non-nutritious foods as a reward for students' academic performance, accomplishments, or classroom behavior. This includes items like chocolate, licorice, or hard candies given out for good behavior or answering a question correctly. Instead of offering food at all, try using point systems to reinforce good behavior. You can give younger students special responsibilities as a reward, or pencils and stickers, while older students might appreciate getting to listen to music, a no or late homework pass, or the opportunity for extra credit. Now we'll discuss the requirements for safe food handling. The Riverside County Department of Environmental Health oversees all retail food sales to the public. This now includes oversight for food sold to students or the public anywhere on campus, not just in cafeterias. The Health Department observation decreases chances of foodborne illness, potential contamination sources, and it promotes compliance within the state food safety laws and regulations. With the number of foodborne illnesses recently in the media, these guidelines require our full attention. As district employees and volunteers, it is our responsibility to make sure that student safety is a priority. So how do you know if your food sale requires a health department permit? If the food being sold is prepackaged and shelf stable, meaning it doesn't require heating or refrigeration, and the food on display is no more than 25 square feet, then no permit is needed. You will need a permit if you plan on selling foods that need to be kept hot or cold, or if you will be handling foods that are not prepackaged, such as a hot dog cart, a popcorn machine, or food that is cooked on a grill. For more information, visit the Riverside County Department of Environmental Health website. If you would like to hold an event that requires use of a permitted kitchen, you can coordinate this through the district civic center. While the specifics of the guidelines may be a lot to take in, just remember the 3 requirements. Does the food meet the Smart Snack nutrition regulations? Does it pass all of the wellness policy requirements? And do you have a proper permit to meet health department guidelines? A representative from Nutrition Services will be auditing campus food sales on a routine basis and is available to answer any questions. It takes an entire school community to build a culture of wellness and safety. If you would like to give your feedback and help steer the direction of our district's wellness efforts, please consider joining our district's wellness committee. To join the committee or ask any questions about these guidelines, please reach out to the district's Nutrition Services Department.